Week 25 now in the Premier League. As always, tasty fixtures once again with only 15 games to go now in this season's Premier League. It's hotting up. We've got Arsenal, well, they're still sitting top of the league with about 6 points clear of Man City, sitting in third. And we've got Wolves, where they're still sitting bottom of the league with only 8 points. So from top to bottom, it's literally, as always, chaos. But come on, with about 15 games to go in week 25, we kick off on the Friday night with Leeds taking on Nottingham Forest. And then my team, Tottenham, take on a very informed Man United side. Michael Carrick has done wonders so far, but it's still early days. But that'll be interesting there. That's the early kick-off on the Saturday. And then we got Bournemouth taking on Aston Villa. Arsenal, can they get another win under their belt against a very good Sunderland side this season? Burnley and West Ham. That's a fight out for the relegation there. Then we've got Fulham taking on Everton. Wolves take on Chelsea. Newcastle take on Brentford. Then on the Sunday, Brighton take on Crystal Palace. And Liverpool, Liverpool taking on Man City. And then, yeah, come on. What are your thoughts on that one? Is your team going to win, lose or draw in week 25 of the Premier League? I'm going to crack on with the intro and then we will smash out the rest of the Premier League predictions for week 25. Stay tuned. So yes, my thoughts on Leeds taking on Nottingham Forest. I could see this being very, very end-to-end. If I'm going to call it, maybe Leeds to edge it. Maybe. There's goals in this. So I'm going to go with Leeds 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Then on the Saturday, the early kick-off, Man United taking on Tottenham. Now, that again, this will be very interesting. Can Michael Carrick make it, 4 wins in 4? Since taking over Ruben Amorim, he's done wonders, isn't he? And he's only meant to be there till the end of the season. So if he's keeping up this, this remarkable run, why not give him the full-time job? But like I said, this one would be interesting, taking on Thomas Frank's Tottenham, my team Spurs. So obviously, Tottenham are unbeaten in their last 5, possibly 6 games now in all competitions. This will be interesting. Tottenham need the points, but inside of Man United. So how do I see this one going? Again, there's going to be goals. Obviously, the last time they played, it finished 2-2 with Man United getting a last-minute equaliser. So if I'm going to call it, it's possibly Man United to edge it. Man United are the informed side. Tottenham, yeah, they got a very lucky point against Man City, their neighbours, only last weekend. So possibly Man United 2, Tottenham 1 there for that one. Then we've got Bournemouth taking on Aston Villa. Again, being up vitality can be very, very dodge most of the time. And Aston Villa, they've been a bit funny just recently. They dropped points. But I see this one being a draw. I'm going to say Bournemouth 2, Aston Villa 2. Then we've got Arsenal taking on Sunderland. Well, the last time they two played out, it finished 2-2. Is the pressure slowly building on Arsenal now? Obviously, they managed to brush aside Leeds last weekend 4-0. As for Sunderland, they're no pushover. Their manager's got them playing some very decent football. I'd like to think Sunderland could get something here. Just for me being a Spurs fan, obviously, and hope Man City do creep up on them. I'm not going to lie, but obviously Arsenal are informed. They're at the Emirates. I'm going to go another 2-1. I'm going to say Arsenal 2, Sunderland 1 for that one. Then we've got Burnley taking on West Ham, a relegation battle down at the bottom there. West Ham are very unlucky against Chelsea. I see West Ham getting all 3 points here against a very poor Burnley side. I'm going to say Burnley 1, West Ham 3. Then we've got Fulham and Everton. Again, I'm going to go straight up draw. Fulham 1, Everton 1. Wolves, very poor Wolves. But they got a bit of fight in them just recently. Playing Chelsea, I'm going to say another Wolves defeat, I'm afraid, against a very decent Chelsea side. I'm going to say Wolves 1, Chelsea 3 for that one. Newcastle taking on Brentford. Again, Newcastle been a bit funny just recently. They lost in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup against Man City. They're not doing too good in the Premier League just of late. I see this one being... it's going to be end-to-end. Definitely be end-to-end. It's going to be tight. But if I'm going to call out a winner, Newcastle maybe just to edge it this time around. So I'm going to say Newcastle 2, Brentford 1. Then on the Sunday, Brighton and Palace. Again, Palace have dropped right down in the Premier League. They're struggling for a win. They really are struggling for a win. Brighton, on the other hand, they still managed to pick up the points. So I see Brighton winning this one at the MX. I'm going to say Brighton 2, Crystal Palace 0 for that one. And then Liverpool taking on Man City. Now, this is the interesting one. Obviously, Man City need the points to try and creep up on Arsenal and really put the pressure on Arsenal. As for Liverpool, they're lurking about in that top 5, top 6. They've slowly got themselves together, I think, anyway. But if I'm going to call out a winner, I'm going to say Man City to edge this one. So I'm going to say Liverpool 1, Man City 2. So obviously from me, there's a lot of 2-1s in this one. But yes, guys, that's my predictions for the Premier League Week 25. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. Is your team going to win, lose or draw in Week 25? That's enough from me for now in the Premier League predictions. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, guys. Come on.